How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Command the Hoop Celtic. We're talking about the result tonight. 3-2 at home against Lille in Parkhead. Our tour win in 12 games. Finally against a good side, against a team that's second in the French league. They're playing quite well. Welcome to the channel, as I said, from Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. So get your comments in. Finally, bit of relief. We put out a second tier side. They done well tonight. Callum McGregor gave away a goal, but yet he scored a lovely penalty. And then Julian scoring as well. And then also David Turnbull as well scoring. So it's been good times for Celtic. If they're all still there, hope they're all doing good. It was great to see Turnbull actually getting a goal tonight, and David Turnbull actually unbelievable. That assist by Turnbull as well. Christopher Lawyer, right back. I know obviously Jeremy Frimpong came off with that injury. To get that penalty was done quite well. Give it as well to Conor Hazard. His first big game for Celtic, his debut for Celtic in the senior team, and he done quite well. It's gone through a few years of comments, see what he's had to say. It's a bit of relief. We needed the confidence. Obviously, what's going on at the moment, a lot of our fans are unhappy, and they have the right to be unhappy. But we need to believe going into Killie on Sunday, especially at home. We have 4 big games at home in the next 7 games. We need to turn this around if to have any belief that we can actually get 10 in a row this season. You know, there was. I'm gonna pin that comment there from James. There was signs of Neil Lennon tonight, definitely of all Neil Lennon. I'll tell you one thing that really sparked me in mind tonight was John Kennedy. As soon as David Turnbull scored, he looked like he was pissed off, standing up, and Neil Lennon was like, yes. Like, what's going on? I'm like, seriously, should be chuffed. Definitely. I thought Hazard played quite well. He's very comfortable coming out of his box, commanding his box. Duffy was a bit mixed match tonight. Sorrow was very good, I have to say. Ishmael Sorrow played quite well. Not a bother to him. Kamal had done a lot of chasing down the ball. Obviously, he had a couple of chances in the first half, but I was impressed. I really was impressed with the performance tonight. Like, as soon as the second goal went in, I was like, oh, here we go. We're going to fall to Sunders. But we showed character. Even with the first goal that went in against us, a couple of minutes later, we got the penalty. We fought back quite well. And that's the main thing. That's really the main thing there. I won't be putting tunes on tonight. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. We're here to talk about the football. So, really good. We did smash it tonight, Ward. You have to say it was a performance that we needed, because a lot of people tonight were like, oh, look, it's going to be tough to beat Lille at home. Lille are flying at the moment. They're going for a top spot in the group. But the positive thing is, like, look, we've scored 10 goals in the group. We have conceded 19. Horrible to say, but we need to move on from this. We really need to move on, and to get the confidence of going out there tonight, playing Sorrow, playing Turnbull, bringing Welch on. Players like that don't know quite well. Laxall played quite well. In the first half, he was a bit shaky with the passing, but he came into the game, composed himself quite well. Hazard wasn't a bother to him. Wasn't a bother whatsoever. I'm going to go through his comments and see what he's think. Anyway, how's it going, Colin Turk? A big performance tonight. The first game we should be proud of this season after a weeks of misery. Sunday's huge now. Sorrow and Turnbull and McGregor must all start. I thought McGregor, his second half was very good. I thought he really stepped up to the game. That penalty goal obviously gave him a bit of confidence. Obviously, letting away the second goal was horrible, but we got into it. We really got into it. apologies, the first goal. We got into it, but like McGregor, he's still not a captain to me. Still not a captain, but he done quite well in the midfield. He had them organised, and that formation we played tonight, 4-1-1, done quite well. That's put pressure on. Obviously, Jeremy came off injured. It was horrible to see, but when he stepped in that position, he done well. Even the assist for Turnbull's goal was absolutely class. Got up that wing, couple of step overs, skinned a few players, and rolled it on. Rolled on. The goal was very similar to the goal we scored against AC Milan back in 2007. I know, obviously, at the time, it was Robson that took the shot, and then Scott McDonald scored it, but very similar to play, was very, very similar. And it was a good performance tonight in European standards. I know we don't have any European football after Christmas, but we could take a bit of confidence from this going into the next campaign. Whatever, if it's Champions League, Europa League, even the first 25 minutes against AC Milan were very good. And there is a bit of belief in the team, but it's all about getting the fans believing that, though. I don't agree with the protest on Sunday. I know a lot of fans are like, Keith, we need to protest. We need to get a point across the board that things are not working, but the board's not going to be sacked. If you're going to sack the board and you get investors in, who's going to come in and take the reins over from Desmond and Lawwell? You're going to be saying anyone can take it. No, they can't. So keep it going. Keep it going. I believe that we just have to keep taking every game as it comes. In my mind, I'm not even thinking about the trophy. I'm not thinking about the league. I just want to take every game as it comes. It's the best way to do it during this pandemic. We can't think too far ahead. Every day as it comes. Let's see, go through the. Angela McKim said, brilliant tonight. It was brilliant because a lot of Celtic fans went into this game believing that we weren't going to get a result tonight. And I was one of them. I was like, if we can get a 0-0 or a 1-0 result, I'd be happy. But it was an extra spice to it tonight. And we should move on with a bit of pride because there was confidence in there. There was belief. And bringing these players in that want to play with a shirt was a massive factor tonight. A massive, massive factor. Because you could see with David Turnbull, after he came off, sitting on the bench, he just looked buzzing. He looked buzzing. And people might say drop Turnbull for Scott Brown. It could be that case for Kelly on Sunday because we need a bit of energy in that midfield. And he needs to come in and do it like he done tonight. Assist, a goal. It was absolutely class. Absolutely brilliant. So we'll have to see how this gets on. Going through the comments again. I have to say, Sorrow had a bit of Wanyama tonight. He got stuck in, done quite well, and that's all we need. Someone getting actually stuck in. Like when B-Tom was in, they used to get stuck in like that in defensive midfield. But I think it's a case with Neil Lennon. He's afraid to make changes in defensive midfield, and I've done well tonight. Rory, turn over a new leaf tonight. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't get our hopes up too much about it. All we can do is take the confidence that we have from tonight, bring it into Sunday, and show it domestically that we can do it. Drop Scott Brown for Duffy. Shane Duffy plays centre back. Scott Brown plays defensive midfielder. Fair enough, you can bring Oyer in and drop Scott Brown. It's a tough one to call. It really is. A really tough one to call. I would not play Scott Brown on Sunday. Definitely won't play him. Yes, he's the leader, but we need energy. We need wins. Why would you change something that we're at that fixing in the last 90 minutes? Why would you change it? There's no point. Literally no point. Great result tonight and display. Lille tonight would have them top to finish the group. But yeah, that's the thing. Like Celtic went out tonight and were like, look, there's no pressure on us. Fair enough for our fans. There's no pressure in this table in European football. We need to move on. So let's see. So I appreciate the support tonight on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm going to be one of them people. I'm going to be optimistic about this. What I'm going to say is, last year when we were linked with Turnbull, and this time last year, obviously in the summer, the deal broke down, and it didn't happen because he had the knee injury. And I was saying to myself, look, he's not worth getting in. He hasn't established himself. Fair enough, he was a potential player for Motherwell the season before, and he scored 17 goals. And I doubted him. Even when he signed for Celtic this season, I doubted him. But when time went on, when he had that performance and he came on against Hibs, I was like, this guy has a bit of spark to him. He really does. And I hope he gets in there. I really believe he can be a better player than Callum McGregor. Sparks it. So I was sitting there and I was saying to myself, my God, he has something about him. He has something about him big time that we need. We need. But it's a headache for Neil Lennon. Like does he bring Roger back in? Does he drop Christie? Does he drop Mohammed? Does he bring Bruni back in? It's a massive decision on Sunday. And it's probably the biggest game of the season because obviously protests outside. As I said, I don't agree with the protest. I put it up the other day on Instagram and Facebook to see what user feedback is. I don't agree. What's the point of protest in the middle of a pandemic? Yes, fair enough, social distance, but it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. If the result was wrong tonight, there'll be more people at the protest on Sunday. The board have made their mind. They're not going to listen to us. They're not going to listen to Celtic fans, and it's sadly to say that's what it is. Yeah, McGregor, as I said, Callum McGregor, his error for the first goal was shocking, and Duffy couldn't capitalise. Duffy was still showing signs he was rusty, but his penalty was phenomenal. You can't take away his penalty, the way he finished the delay, the run up to it and took it, and the leadership skills album in the second half was good. Still don't think he's captain material, but he showed a bit of pride tonight, and everybody should be proud of Callum McGregor, what he put up with. Young Tim Weah's comments tonight after the game. He came on, played for Celtic, got the buzz for his team. He didn't celebrate when he scored the goal, scored the equaliser. He didn't celebrate, and he still loves Celtic. Even when we go back to that Bruni time against Kilmarnock away in Rugby Park, you can see that picture of him pulling the jersey at the fans. He still loves Celtic, and that's the way it is. Still good. We let him go at the time. Obviously, him and Ollie Burke came in. Ollie Burke was shambles. Timo played quite well. He scored his debut, obviously against Great Rovers. How's it going, Elaine? You're hitting the nail on the head tonight, Keith. Players without the fans and missing the stadium. Govan Minks aren't so playing with the pressure. Look, all I can say is that's what the problem is here. A lot of people are comparing us to across the water, across the Clyde. Never compare Celtic to that standard, regardless if they're winning, regardless they're on form. Never compare Celtic to that standard because we're better than that. Yes, we have a bit of bad form, but for one thing, we should never compare Celtic to that dirt. And I'm gonna say it out right now. We don't need that type of dwelling in the heads. All we need to think about is the team. All we need to think about is let's just take the next game. Win. I think without the fans in the stadium this season has put a lot of pressure on the players to deliver because we're all expecting 10 in a row. If we don't get 10 in a row this season, it's not the end of the world. A lot of fans it is, but come on. The club's not going to have business, so it's not the end of the world. We have a great stadium. We have a beautiful layout to the stadium. We have great fans. And we really need to keep it together. And all this negativity on social media doesn't help it. Because players do have social media accounts. They're not robots. They can see the abuse. I'm sure there's so-called fans out there giving them dogs abuse. And we're going back to Sunday when so-called these fans chasing them towards the bus. That's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I don't call them fans. I'll call them absolute sadaks in my eyes. I know we're passionate and we want the best, but what do you gain from chasing a bus, your own supporters bus? This is worse than Turkish football. It's worse than Argentine football. What do you get from it? Seriously. So I think whoever chased the bus on Sunday need to have a look at themselves and say, Jesus Christ, did I have too much book fast? Was it out of hand? Was it need to be done? Because it wasn't need to be done. Definitely not. So I'm still pissed off about it because it's just pathetic. Like, it's embarrassing to see these clips on social media. You have people running around and chasing their own fans, but it's like they're not real fans, you know. Danny, thanks very much for watching on Facebook. The squad seems closer tonight, celebrating together. Yes, they did. As you know what, you're giving me the butterflies even talking about this. They did, because it was a game that we needed. It was it. You're looking at that squad, that would have been the Betfred Cup squad, but they went out there. They orchestrated themselves quite well. The goalkeeper played quite well. Even that save in the second half, I know Lille's player didn't capitalise on it, didn't hit it properly, but him to come out and get that save with his foot was great. Absolutely great. So, yeah, we should take confidence and believe that we can go into Sunday and the remaining of this game for the rest of the year, then going into the new year, just to let people know there's no Dubai. I don't think there's Dubai this year, no winter break, because obviously being off from March till August, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve a Dubai trip. People might say they don't. If they want to prove themselves and be 10 in a row winners or be winners of the Scottish Cup this last season and this season, all they can do is play games and do them, win it. All day trips they don't deserve. Kenny, thanks very much for watching on YouTube. Always watching it. Keith, we need this. Turnbull and Sorrow needs to play on Sunday. Henderson was played quite well when he came on for Jeremy Frimpong, and you have to say he's like an unsung hero. He had a couple of chances, he got a couple of corners for us, and Aaron Henderson played quite well. Sean McCuskey, hell to you as well. Lisbon. Okay, there's no need for protests on Sunday. Honestly, in my eyes, I don't think there's need for protests. Yeah, there's a couple of bad situations going on in the club, and they're all entitled to voice their opinion. But what does it look like from the outside perspective? What does it look like when you have people outside looking at Celtic? What if it goes wrong? Makes us look like a bigger shambles. Oh, every Sunday might as well be a Coronation Street, because our so-called fans are trying to smash up buses, trying to smash up railings at Celtic Park. No, I don't believe in it. I really don't believe in it, and I just think there's no point of having it on Sunday. Really, really don't believe in it, because people that are watching tonight, and we're going back to this scenario in the 90s, Celtic fans, when the club was on their knees, about to go out of business, they weren't throwing fences, they weren't chasing team buses. So what's the difference now? Because it's a different century, I wouldn't say different century, different decades. We should go at it. No, definitely not. It's a disgrace. The club, the board are not going to leave. So regardless of all this negative comments of, oh, the board need to be sacked, to sack the board. No, they're not going to leave. At the end of the day, this board has delivered 9 titles. 9 titles in a row. Trebles. Players that we bought for buttons, sold them for big money. They delivered Celtic way. They delivered disco lights. We delivered exciting. Bring Brendan Rodgers in. Great football. So let's have a think about that. Just think about what they have delivered and what they haven't delivered. They haven't delivered a good season because the team are literally fragile this season with confidence, because there's no fans out there and they can't deliver. Can't deliver with the fans. Even away games, they're being a shambles. But I try to forget about what has happened this season and move on to now, because the more you dwell about and cry about it, it's like showing your toys out of a pram, because it's not going to happen. James Smith, how's it going? There's a protest on Sunday before the game. What does that prove, apart from negativity? Exactly. What does it prove? It proves us a younger generation of fans that it's great for them to dress up in these jackets, North Face jackets, and hoodies up and think they're the dog's bollocks. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And understand, majority of these fans want to voice their opinion. I understand that, but the club are not going to listen to a certain amount of people. And as much as they say, oh yeah, you need to bleed their pockets, You maybe do need to bleed our pockets, but for the time being, we got to take every game as it comes. And we won tonight. And we should be happy we won tonight. And stop thinking negative comments. I don't know who the mole is, and you know what? We don't even need to think about who the mole is, because people are saying John Kennedy, people are saying this and that. The most important thing is David Turnbull. David Turnbull went out, got a start with Celtic tonight, got an assist, got a goal, got us the winner, played well in the midfield. He was sharp, he was effective, he was commanding, and he looked like spells that he was David Turnbull when he played for Motherwell. But he stepped up a level and played European football for Celtic tonight and got us a win. Got us a win, you know. Your protest is shy, so support for your team. Don't be a clown. Be a supporter. You're not a Hun. Some respect the 11 isn't picking the team, so give him a break. Look, that's what I said. I don't believe in the protest. I just think, why should we be on the news for protesting? We should be in the news for getting a win. That's what we should be in the news for on Sunday. That's the main thing. That's what we all want. That's how much we want it. Danny, how are you getting on? Good old friend. Green Brigade, you know how much they actually do. They've done a lot for the club, and I've always said it. They've done a lot of fundraising, food banks, unbelievable stuff. And there's no dissing the Green Brigade in this. As I said, we're all human beings. We're all fans. We all wear the Celtic shirt, regardless organisation, regardless where they sit, regardless sit at home, regardless buying the merchandise. We're all fans, and we all hurt going through this. So yes, the Green Brigade have done a lot, and yes, they put up their banners and they voiced their opinion. As I said at the start of this podcast, everybody's in the right to put up their banners, but just don't agree on a protest, because I have a feeling after the 2 o'clock protest or the 1 o'clock protest, whatever you want to call it, what if it goes wrong on Sunday? What if it goes wrong? What if it goes back to deja vu last week and the week before? You know, we don't want Celtic fans going against other Celtic fans. We're not like that. We're a club for all. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's all about believing in each other, singing together, getting it right. Like the ways we've always been doing it, winning games, be proud of our history. But like, we don't want to dwell back in this history 10 years from now and saying, oh Jesus, remember the Celtic fans were outside Celtic Park trying to attack the bus. Remember the Celtic fans were outside when Ross County beat us. We don't want to think about that. We really don't want to think about that. We want to think of something positive. That's my belief. My belief. Well, if Lennon goes, it could go back to normal. I really believe, if Lennon goes, I don't think it will go back to normal. And that's my belief. I think we're all believing if Lennon does go, and I honestly believe Neil Lennon does need to walk. I've said it. I've been saying it for the last month. I think he needs to walk. After Hibs was the final straw for me. Yes, he won. He put out a good team tonight. They won, but he hasn't done enough all season to encourage me to believe that he can do 10. After the Rangers game, I thought he could turn around, but it just got worse and worse. But I think if someone that came in, regardless, outside or Celtic related, if they didn't hit the ground running, we're going to have the same shambles, Stephen. We're going to have the same shambles, and that's my honest opinion about it. We won tonight, and that's what matters. Champions in Scotland. Well, I hope we can replicate and bring it into domestic football, Michael. You know, that's what I honestly believe. Great question there. Who would you start on Sunday? I wouldn't change much, to be honest with you. Obviously, on Sunday, I keep Hazard in. Why not? Like, he's done well in Europe tonight. Laxall. Would I play Duffy and Julian? Why not? Play Oyer right back. 4 midfield. Turnbull. McGregor. Mohamed Anusi. On the right, I bring Christie in. Um, Rogic. And then up front, Edward. That's what I do. That's what I honestly do. Go with the 4-1-1 and bring Rogers back in. He hasn't been playing bad. Bring Christie on the right. Why not? Christie's a fighter. So definitely. Definitely. To be honest with you, I don't really want to think about who should we get now because I'm sick of doing videos of saying, oh, we should get this player in. We should get this manager in January. We should get this person in now. All due respect, we have a manager in there that has won 5 titles for us as a manager. He won 1 title as a coach, and he's won 5 titles as a player. So I think we need to respect Neil Lennon as much as he hasn't been the greatest manager. When he gets sacked or when he resigns, I will go back to that question. I'll just come to the case where we shouldn't be thinking about it. For God's sake, the lad's gone through a lot of stress. He's gone through a lot of scrutiny. And we've seen the scenes outside Celtic Park 2 weeks ago when people were calling for his head. And it's just disgusting. Just disgusting. I'd love to see on the Celtic state of mind one day, Keith. I look at Paul John Dykes is a good man. He's doing a good thing on the Scottish Cup final weekend, the weekender. He's raising funds for 4 different charities. And you should watch his page. It's good. He says it how it is. And he believes we need to change, and I believe we do need to change. But all due respect, we need to appreciate what we have at the club at the moment and stop being so much negative, literally cutting the person's head off. That's what we need to do. He walks. He gets sacked, but realistically, a lot of fans over the weekend have said 10 in a row is over. But if 10 in a row is over, just think about the next game. In your eyes, think about the next game. Just think about winning, and we won tonight. Sunday's a make and break. We can't bring Brown back into the team. If Sorrow and Turnbull don't start, what else do we do? If they don't start, I'd be gobsmacked. I really would be gobsmacked because at the end of the day, they played very well tonight. Sorrow was like a Wanyama. Turnbull was effective, looked quite well, and stats proved it. Look at his stats. He was a box-to-box midfielder tonight. More effective defensively and attacking than Callum McGregor. And Callum done well. Callum done quite well. No one can take the job this season. To be honest with you, that's why I think the club haven't made a drastic change, because it's selling the product to these managers that we all want. With these scenes going on outside, I don't think anyone would want to go to a club like that. If you see them chasing the team bus, you see them breaking up railances, going crazy, screaming at the managers for awful words. You know, I understand this frustration. I completely understand it, but it's a different level. And I think a lot of people that have acted like that need to wake up and smell the coffee. It's a fucking trophy. One trophy. If these are season ticket holders and believe that they love seeing Celtic week in and week out when things were normal, what's more important, seeing Celtic or acting the bollocks like that? Let's be realistic. Let's think about it. Because I don't get over to Glasgow all the time, and I'd kill for a season ticket when I get the chance to go over. And for a person to act like that and be a so-called Celtic fan should be banned from the stadium. Should be banned. That's my honest opinion. So take a deep look at yourself and realise, are you a hooligan? Are you a Celtic fan? What are you? What are you? Lennon was definitely crying in that train. To be honest with you, Neil Lennon, you could see how much that meant to him. He with the 95th minute, he was like to the ref, just blow it up. And there was an extra 55 seconds played. It's hurt him. And yeah, a lot of people As much as these so-called fans are going out and start, he loves Celtic as much as all them put together. He's lifted the silverware. He's grew up as a Celtic fan. He's gone through the journey of being a player, being a manager, being a coach, and got there. What gives them the reason to act like that and be pathetic like that? No fucking reason. There's been no chance tonight. No chance tonight. Yeah, do you know what? I have to go back to that, Stephen. He took a corner tonight and he didn't deliver well, but the second corner, he got the goal. He got the goal, and it was Julian's goal was unbelievable. The way he finished it, you know what? And I'm delighted for Julian because he needs that confidence. Obviously, these last 4 games have been great for Julian, but to get that goal, unbelievable, really unbelievable. I want to keep an eye on Sunday. Never mind Monday. You know, keep an eye on Sunday. Keep an eye on what's believed that we can do on Sunday. Oh, completely. It was, you know what? I really believe John Kennedy is praying that Neil Lennon needs to go. I believe that he thinks in his hand. Peter Lowell said to him, literally, when this was all going wrong, do you know what, John? You're the man to step in when Neil goes. You're the man. And if they were to go down that road of giving John Kennedy the job to the end of the season, it's pathetic. It shows the cheap, the ambition of the club, so-called ambition. There's no ambition there. That's it. That's it. At the end of the day, you would understand if there was violence between Celtic and Rangers fans after a Glasgow derby and it was going all crazy and mad. Yes, you can understand that for a league decider. But what we've understand the last 2 weeks is not fans. I don't care. How long I don't care. How many games they've been to, I don't care. How much they've spent at the club to act like that blows all proportion out of proportion. So yeah. I'll accept that I'm gonna criticise these people and I'll put it on me facing camera and say whoever has done it is not a Celtic fan. That's a hooligan. You know? Yes, you may have travelled to European games. Yes, you might be in a great behaviour at great games and sung songs, but you've blown all that proportion what you've done the last 2 weeks. But you know what? You can change all around and be just a normal fan and actually not intervene with that shit for the rest of the season or whatever's left in this storm. Fans were calling for Ferguson's head how many years ago? Yeah, but the thing, the difference is, Catty, football has changed since then. Football has changed. Ferguson said in the late 80s, he took the job in 1986 at Manchester United, and he said in 1988, give me time, I'll change around. Won an FA Cup, and he took over Liverpool's reign as league champions in England. It's a difference then. It's a massive difference, you know. Look, as I said, I don't believe Neil Lennon's the man to do it at this moment in time, but we need to give him the respect that he's still in the job. And I think people need the day off and say, oh, who would you bring in? We need him out, we need him out. He'll go when he's gone. If it's the end of the season, if it's January, if we lose the Scottish Cup final, it happens. There's no point of all Celtic fans trying to plan the season. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And as much as people are paying money this season and they're sitting at home and they're paying for this paradise pass, it doesn't mean shit to the Celtic board, unfortunately. All they care about is money. And they should be thinking about what the fans have to say. There should be AGMs. There should be communication between the fans and the board. Peter Lawwell should have stood up 3 weeks ago in front of the fans the Celtic way and apologised. Apologise what's going on. Get Johan Mjällby back. I'd love to see Johan Mjällby back at Celtic. I'm a massive fan of Johan. I know Johan quite well. Follows me on Instagram. I've spoke to Johan a good few times, and he's a nice guy. I'd love to see him back at the club. And I've voiced it many times. Yeah, look, if Johan Miab used to come in, if Neil Lennon needs to be fucking brave with balls here and needs to say, look, if you want me to do 10, get rid of John, get rid of Gavin Strachan. Let me bring Johan in. Let me bring in Gary Parker, and let me do it. Just let me do it. Let me believe in what I myself. If you believe you can keep me on for the last 2 weeks, believe in me for the season. Let me do things my way. And I think Neil Lennon's afraid to do that. I really believe that Peter Lawwell has him in command, has him by them, and that's what I think. I think this and that, in my opinion, the people who are protesting peacefully have a right. But that's the thing. Has there been peaceful protest? That's the thing. Has it? I don't think it has been peaceful protest. And there has been a bunch of fans that have walked away when you've seen all this violence occurred the last 2 weeks, and they've walked away and they've recorded like, this is embarrassing. So I don't agree with the protest. I just think we need to. I think the players, I think the manager needs to stop thinking about the background, outside noise, and focus on winning the pitch to get us in the right position, to get us in the right frame of mind going into this Christmas period. Get wins against Kilmarnock, get wins against Dundee United, get wins against Ross County, getting us wins against Hearts in the Scottish Cup, and getting us wins against Rangers in Ibrox. People are writing us off against Rangers already. Like, the ball hasn't been kicked. You know, these players are on better salaries than Rangers players. These players have won more games against these Rangers players, and we're writing us off already. What does that show as character as Celtic fans when you're literally rolling over and letting them say, "Oh, they're going to beat us in Ibrox"? You haven't kicked the ball yet. So that's my opinion. I think who thinks negative of the football club? Why'd you wear the jersey if you don't believe in them? You know, why'd you wear the jersey if you don't believe in a club that has high ambitions, that's won 9 in a row? Kendi should be ashamed of himself. He should be a fan offering a voice. Yeah, and to be honest with you, as I said 3 times tonight, Kendi really needs to go. Don't think he doesn't suit that fit. Doesn't suit the assistant job. He doesn't take over the press conferences after Neil Lennon. He hides in the shadows. He sulks. He moans. He just looks depressed, and he really needs to go. That's the thing, and that's the sad thing about it, Dominic. It's come to a case where Lennon, I feel like it's gone back to 2013 when Lennon walked. He didn't get the backing. Yes, this season he got the backing to get his players in. But when you look back now, why would you want more? Johan Miyabi, Gary Parker in the mix, and we're actually just grinding games and winning games. But skin of our teeth this season are going through the shitstorm and bringing in 5 players that haven't really hit the ground running. Yeah, David Turnbull, it's his night. He deserves it. Duffy has been atrocious. Mohamed Anuti is a hit and miss. Barkas hasn't settled. You know, it's just been a crazy one. Laxall is a loanee. He's just there for a few games, well, for the rest of the season to prove a point, and he has faults with him. And yeah, he did hit the ground running. I like Laxall. I'm a very big fan of him. But at the end of the day, he's just there to take the wages and do what he can. Catty, yet again. Thanks very much, Catty. Fans demonstrating is such a matter, not acceptable. However, we should have a massive respect and terrorised. Look, I understand we can protest. Yes, we can protest. They're entitled to protest. Of course, they're entitled to protest. I don't agree with them protesting, but if they feel that it's not for Celtic fans, if they feel that the club, they're paying money into the club and they're not getting the value for money, yes, we're entitled to get what we feel. And but it's a different level when you get this small portion of people that are so-called protesting and being hooligans. They're vandalising around the ground. They're vandalising it. They're showing to the world, showing to the media. Celtic is not that level. Celtic will never be that level. We don't go to the UEFA Cup finals and smash Manchester up. We go to Seville, we hug, we kiss the locals, we show them how a party's made, and that's the way it's done. We win awards by FIFA, we win awards by UEFA, and that's a big factor why I became a Celtic fan in 2003. I had the jersey. It didn't really hit me till like 2006, till my first game, but it was a big factor why I became a Celtic fan because I look back to Seville, look back to obviously RT News, BBC News, ITV News, all the fans travelling from all over the world to go to Seville and being a big part of that journey, getting to the UEFA Cup final, Larson scoring them 2 goals. And we don't need that. We don't need that sort of fans that want to disrespect the club and vandalise and show that they think they're bigger than the club. They're not bigger than the club. At the end of the day, the club look at them as a merchant, as a puppet merchant. They're only spending money. But yeah, they act the bollocks. They might not even be spending money. We don't know. So yeah, football's grown up since the 80s. There's no such thing as them days where you can go to the Scottish Cup final and get in the middle of the pitch and go square off against Rangers. A few drinks on. Obviously, alcohol was banned from Scottish football a long time ago. And to have these type of shadows ready when Celtics concede a goal, ready to go to Celtic Park and act like that. It's just. But look, I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about what happened tonight. We have a young keeper coming in. He's debuted for Celtic in the senior team. Yeah, you can see the 2 goals. It wasn't his fault. Like Scott Bain and Ibrox, he done well. And you have to give it to Conor Hazard. He done well. I've been saying all week, why not change it around? You know, change it around. You know. Seamus, I believe we can still get 10 under Lennon. It's a long way to go. There's 24 games to go, folks. 24 games. And there's a lot of crawling back. There's a lot of games to be played. There's a lot of them games in hand. We actually have 3 games in hand. We played the cup final. But we have to be optimistic. If we lose them 2 games in hand, then you turn around and say, right, March, February, the title's lost. And that's it. So don't think too forward. Just think about the next game. That's all I can say to you. That's my honest opinion. Just think of the next game. Picks out for Sunday. Only can change should be Duffy the donkey. Duffy, you know what? Duffy was shaking the first half. But you know, the second half he played all right. The only way Duffy's going to get better and better, if he can get better, some Celtic fans will say, is playing him. It's the only way. It's the only way he's going to prove us wrong is by playing him. It's no point. You know, I know he's made a lot of errors this season, but if you're going to believe wearing that jersey and believe in this person when he signed in September, have the confidence that you can change it around. I know I've said this a lot of times, saying lay off him, but it's coming to shit where you can't give him sympathy anymore. He has to go out there, prove himself in the next down, prove himself on the pitch when the team are playing, and stop causing errors and be confident. Be confident. If you're a Celtic fan and the jersey means everything, take a step back and realise, okay, this is a job. Forget about what's happening outside. Forget about the abuse. Let's think about just getting a clean sheet. That's all you have to think about. People need to get time to play to get better. That's exactly like there's been too much changes and too much changes this season. Just being like play this person, play that person, play this formation. It's awful to watch. It's awful. It's awful to think. I'll play 3-5-2. I'll play 4-4-2. Play 4-5-1. Play 4-1-1. Like seriously, you might as well just get Rafael Benitez notebook out and start screaming it at the telly. So we really need to believe that this thing will turn around. If you don't believe in Celtic and don't believe Like these comments stay of like, oh, we're gonna lose tonight, oh, we're gonna get smashed tonight, oh, we're like Jesus Christ, take a fucking look at yourself. Really take a look at yourself. Do you really believe? Do you really doubt the team that much when you're going through? How the hell are you going to get better if you keep doubting them? How the hell, like when you're in a boxing fight, you keep getting knocked down. You believe that you're not going to get back up, and you know in your mind that you can get back up. Like seriously, stop being a fanny. Believe in your team. Problem is, Alan couldn't wipe the smile off his face. Look, you don't mind Alan. The most important thing here is Stephen James. Thank you very much for watching on Twitter. The most important thing is Sorrow and Turnbull needs to start on Sunday. Kilmala come on the second half. Yeah, he came on tonight. Wasn't great. Wasn't great whatsoever. Maybe just there wasn't the game for him. But Griff was on the bench, and just bring Edward on. If Edward's ready to go, look at we had injuries tonight. Obviously, Beaton, El Hamid, Nacham were injured, but I wouldn't even bring Nacham in. I'd keep Sorrow out of Nacham. Sorrow wants to play for Celtic. Nacham doesn't. Nacham is just there trying to get a move away from Celtic. Never missed a home game. Was going in Joe Trainer's Van Rebels all the way, every round. When I look at Dominic, do you know what? You're entitled to your opinion more than anyone else in this. You know, you've been to every home game. You haven't missed a home game. But at the end of the day, we need to believe. Just freezes. I don't know why, if he's the fuck he's smoking. Right, look, anyways, folks, I'm going to leave it there. It was nice speaking to you. It's been 47 minutes of good comments from you tonight. And I will be back hopefully on Saturday night to have a chat with you before the Killie game. And be happy tonight. Put a smile on. Get out of your moany Michaels and think of something positive tonight. You know, we've won. We won in the European game. European game that a lot of people didn't think we're going to win. So put a fragile squad out, you know. That's it. So believe in it. Let's take Thursday as a good day for a change in the last 6 fixtures. It's been a good day. And let's move on to Sunday. So I appreciate you watching on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And I will speak to you soon. As I said, happy Saturday. Hail, Tims. Speak to you all. Take care. God bless and be safe and well.